And I'm sure and I'm confident, I'm very optimistic as Secretary for National Planning, with the support of every Papua New Guineans, particularly with the development partners coming in, picking out financing gaps. I think we can do more. We can do more in this country.
The Toroman government has undertaken critical reforms and institutional strengthening measures to align with Bougainville's aspiration. As such, we aim to engage more fruitfully and thoroughly with development partners through an approach that will improve productivity and efficiency in resourcing and service delivery.
Tony Tambi Jr., a peace advocate from Anga province, has become the first Papua New Guinean selected to attend the Global Peace Chain Summit in Sydney, Australia. Tambi joined over 100 delegates from more than 40 countries and was one of only 20 fully funded participants. A frontline humanitarian with the ICRC, Tambi shared powerful stories of community-led peace building in PNG's conflict-affected Highlands provinces. Tambi also led presentations, cultural exchanges, and joined a symbolic peace walk in traditional attire, proudly representing PNG. His journey highlights the critical role of local peace builders in shaping global conversations. He said this opportunity has allowed him to share PNG's story of resilience and community-led peace building. It reaffirmed that even in the most remote and conflict-affected areas, local leadership and dialogue can build bridges. Central Police have reported more than 10 traffic accidents in the month of June, some of which were serious and some minor, at different sections of the highways in the Central Province. The Central Provincial Police Commander, Joseph Saleh, confirmed. The highest number of accidents were reported along the Magi Highway within the month of June, says Central Provincial Police Commander Superintendent Joseph Saleh. He said other accidents were reported along the Hiritano Highway, as well as Lealea and Sogeri Road. According to police reports, there were 4 accidents reported between Barakau and Gaire on the same stretch of road where a construction company was working. Another accident was reported at Porabada village, one more along Sogeri Road, and others were along both Hiritano and Magi Highway. All happened in the month of June. PPC Saleh said from general observation, the road conditions along the highways are one of the main causes of accidents. Others are caused by the driver's carelessness. He further warned the drivers to be considerate about the road conditions, road signs, road users, and their passengers when they're traveling on the road. He said most traffic accidents happen during the weekends when drivers are under the influence of alcohol. PPC Saleh stated that the police have tried their best to conduct random checks or stop and search the vehicles, but people are often too ignorant. This is a concern for the Central Police. In a strong move to tighten security across Papua New Guinea's aviation sector, Civil Aviation Minister Wake Goi has issued a stern warning. Any form of bribery, smuggling or security breach will be met with immediate termination. The minister declared that security must be the #1 priority. He emphasized that any officer allowing weapons, drugs or other illegal items through airport checkpoints will be dismissed on the spot, and the company they work for risk losing its contract. Goi's crackdown extends to charter flights and rural airstrips. If illegal cargo is found on board, not only will the officer involved be sacked, but pilots, crew and aviation owners will face prosecution. He said security priority #1. If you're involved once, you're out. No second chances. The minister urged all aviation workers to follow civil aviation standards or risk their jobs, underscoring his zero-tolerance policy for corruption. In overseas news, the Treasury's coffers and therefore taxpayers could miss out on billions of dollars in revenue if the communications regulator goes ahead with its plan to scrap spectrum auctions. The Australian Communications and Media Authority is proposing to roll over existing contracts, making it cheaper for companies including Telstra and Optus to use the public airwaves.
The airwaves that support our calls, our work, our lives are worth billions of dollars. But the regulator doesn't want to hold new auctions for what's known as spectrum. Instead, it's proposing to roll over current licences, giving Telstra, Optus and others cut-price ongoing access to public airwaves.
It's hard to know why they would do that, and certainly not in the interest of the Australian taxpayer.
69 expiring spectrum licences were bought for $8.2 billion. But the Australian Communications and Media Authority, ACMA, wants to roll them over to the existing holders for between $5 and $6.2 billion.
Well, taxpayers will be losing between $2 and $3.2 billion. That's shortchanging Australian consumers.
ACAN commissioned Professor Richard Holden to analyse ACMA's proposal.
Why don't we just run an auction and find out what we get? And if we get $5 billion, then fair enough. But if we get $10 billion or $12 billion, then that'll be better for the taxpayer.
The regulator says rolling the contracts over is the best option. Spectrum is a public asset for which industry should pay a fair price and from which consumers should gain maximum benefit. Existing players say no matter what happens, the cost is passed on.
There's a direct relationship between the price that's paid for spectrum and ultimately the price that consumers pay for their services.
The thing about auctions is you never know who might turn up. By rolling over the licences, we're locking in incumbents and locking out potential competitors and new technologies.
As we continue to hear, artificial intelligence is set to change the workforce. New research from the University of Sydney reveals graduates working in the legal profession are particularly vulnerable, and the majority of them are women.
Profession and have done for about a decade, and in about the last 3 or 4 years, women have now surpassed men as a majority of practicing solicitors in most states and territories, or all states and territories in Australia. But they are disproportionately located in the lower status, lower paid ranks of the profession. And these are the ones that are at greatest risk of being disrupted through automation and digitalization. We need to be wary about jumping too quickly to a job apocalypse scenario with this. And it's also important to put this in context that technology has been reshaping the legal profession for a long time now. Our study was actually conducted in the years immediately leading up to the release of ChatGPT, and lawyers were already telling us at that point that automation and digital platforms were disrupting things like basic contract work, due diligence work, discovery work, the types of kind of core legal tasks where entry-level lawyers cut their teeth. That is being accelerated by artificial intelligence and large language models, but it is more reshaping the way legal work gets done rather than, at this point, replacing or displacing lawyers from those jobs.
Back home in sports, defending champions Papua New Guinea are out to retain their title of the OFC Women's Nations Cup 2025, with match day 1 set to kick off at Lautoka's Churchill Park this Friday. Papua New Guinea's head coach Erickson Komeng, who recently led Hekari United Women to the final of the OFC Women's Champions League in Tahiti, returns to guide the national team as they defend the title they claimed in Fiji in 2022. Komeng says it's going to be tough, but he banks on Captain Ramona Padio, who returns from an ankle injury to lead the PNG side. PNG meets Samoa in their opener tomorrow.
Yes, a lot of pressure on our coaching staff and also the players. But it's good to feel that way, because it gives the confidence to the girls as well. And the important thing is we just have to be ourselves, concentrate on ourselves, and hopefully we can go out through a tournament playing better football.
That ends our midday news. Do join us at 6 tonight for our main bulletin. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
So how did you guys meet?
Well,
and then by the end, we
made up.
What are you doing after this?
No plans.
She joined Alarm, right?
We don't work for a single country or government. We work for ourselves.
How do you know she's not playing you?
Alarm premieres Saturday, July 19th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
If this was the beginning of a monster movie, that would be the monster being born.
It's moving like a liquid, but it also has internal movement.
I feel like that sound is an alarm.
The strange light shows prompted a flurry of UFO reports. What exactly am I looking at?
New season, Weird Earth, Tuesdays 9:30 on Discovery.
It's a race against time. When the tide slips away, sea creatures become exposed. Some escape to deeper waters. Others are trapped and stalked by predators of every stripe, including us. 13 hours to survive on Love Nature.
I want them to learn the value of respect and hard work.
What's a salary?
Minimum wage.
Irene, can you hurry? I have something else to do. The customer at table 4 is getting angry.
One at table 3 is...
Irene, don't do this! Irene!
What?
But we did something wrong, Irene, and this is the only way to make it up to Papa and to your mama at least. Shut your mouth.
That's her decision. She also knows the consequences.
Derek Bury is back and on the hunt for rusted relics.
47 Studebaker. Come on, bring the thunder.
Roadworthy Rescue starts Monday 9:30 on Turbo.